Okay, we're back. Welcome to the final hour of our trading week here in Calgary for Friday, June the 7th, 2024. As we finish off one hell of a week, unbelievable, the uncertainty, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. What is going to happen going forward here with GameStop and everything else? Unbelievable day. We have volume now of 253 million shares on the day for GameStop. Plenty of volume for GameStop itself to have raised cash selling 75 million shares. Did they? Have they? Is it done? I don't know. No announcement that I'm aware of, but I'm really not expecting one today. Might get one on the weekend, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see what's going on. Now, what's the good news and what's the bad news? The stock reality, it's 27.35 a share. The low of the day is 26.12. Where the high was $48. Roaring Kitty did his show to an audience as large as 600,000 people live. A bit quirky, but he's out of practice. But he's back. Good stuff. What is going to happen with the stock, and what's the good news and the bad news with the stock? Well, the bad news, it's not $80 a share; it's $27.60. All right, fair enough. The shorters are pounding it and trying to keep it down here. Fair enough. They can't seem to keep breaking it further at this point, but it was as low as 26 odd. We're at 27.40. What is some good news out there? Well, there actually is some good news. First of all, the company itself, GameStop, going into this morning already had almost $2 billion in the bank. They may have added $3 billion today to their bank account. It's a question of what did the 75 million shares get placed at? Did GameStop people, the Jefferies people at the brokerage firm for GameStop, were they able to make placements of the stock to a number of larger type clients, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, pension plans, and any of their institutional connections? Were they able to offload most of that 75 million around the 40-45 mark before the market even did anything this morning? Or was it done around 40 or 38? I don't know. But if the price comes out at 40 a share, they'll have raised $3 billion, and the company would be sitting now on about $5 billion in cash with no debt. In that kind of a scenario, that is good news because the company will have 450 million shares outstanding, 500 million cash in the 5 billion cash in the bank, which translates to almost $12 a share in cash. That is a good thing. Remember, this stock 2 months ago was stuck at 10 to 11 a share and wasn't going anywhere. Now it's got cash of almost 12 a share. The other good news, of course, just putting the money into T-bills, pulling in 5% interest, these guys will generate $250 million a year, the equivalent of $250 million a year in interest, which translates to $5 million a week in interest coming into the company. So GameStop will start to receive $5 million per week in interest income, payable in monthly and quarterly installments, however they're setting it up. That means on a quarterly financial basis, every time they report their financials every 3 months going forward, the next one's coming up and the next one, they're going to start to talk about the fact that they generated 60 to 65 million in interest in the prior 3 months. And whatever the store makes, the stores make 35 million or 70 million or 100 million per quarter. That will be additional to that. So the company now is a moneymaker overall because they're not losing 65 million every 3 months running their operation at all. This quarter we just got released today is actually telling us that they lost 30 million for the quarter, because I know as a retailer, as an ex-retailer, my father being a retailer, I know how this game works. You shut down stores that are underperforming in the first quarter of the year, the worst quarter for sales. You do your January liquidations, you close them out by the end of January or February, and you write off whatever you have to write off, and you shift inventory, you let people go, you give them severance, you have to take the hit. on your financials in the first quarter. And that's what's going on at GameStop. GameStop had to take serious hits to closing off a bunch of their stores because the leases expire in the first quarter of the year. Second quarter, third, and fourth quarter coming up, there won't be as many closures. The layoffs at head office will continue, and that will continue to reduce costs for the company, which means their margins will continue to improve. And so for the rest of the year, they may come out of it now with a profit of 150 million for the rest of the year net. And if you theoretically divide it by 3, it's 50 a quarter, but they're not going to do 50 million a quarter. They're going to make 25 million, 50 million, and 75 million or something like that. The fourth quarter, Christmas quarter, is always your best one by far. So that's retail. This company now could well have, for the full year going forward, a profit of something like 250 in interest plus 150 for the stores, 400 million in profit the next 9 months, so something like that. And that would translate into not quite $1 a share net profit. That's the starting point. Now, what do they do with the money, really? Are they just going to bring interest in on the money? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to sit back and go, well, we got $5 billion in the bank. Why don't we just bring in 5% interest and not work very hard and just kind of go through the motions with our retail stores? I don't think that's the plan. I think the plan is to invest in other businesses that can diversify the income stream for this company. We would love to hear a plan. We'd love to see a plan. I don't know of a plan. When I know one, you'll know one. And if you know one, you'll tell me, I'm sure, and we'll compare notes together. Of course, I have said it before, and I'll say it again. These guys are in a unique situation here where $5 billion in cash is enough to buy a company or two, I guess, but they're not going to be gigantic publicly traded corporations. But $5 billion can get you into other corporate entities, publicly traded, where you just buy stock, and it could raise a stink. It could raise a kerfuffle. It could raise awareness. And I've said it before, if you move into companies that are heavily shorted companies that are just about to go profitable or are already profitable but heavily shorted, this might be an area you want to go after. And I would say C3 AI Inc., the symbol AI, would be one of them. Another one I love is SoFi. To pick up SoFi at $7 a share for this company as just an investment. They're not going into the banking business. They're not going to become the owner of SoFi. They're just becoming a part owner to make a capital gain. That's all I'm thinking about. Use this $5 billion. Get involved in 5 or 6 or 7 different public companies in stock purchases that are poised to do very well and grow from here. And if they carry a short position, even better. You'll get a ton of press for it, a lot of exposure for it. You've got a lot of diversification going on. And if any of these stocks have any kind of a run because of a short squeeze, the companies will be happy because their stock will go up, but GameStop shareholders will be delirious, and there will be a run into the GameStop stock. That's a suggestion. What they're going to do, I don't know. Are they going to buy into privately run corporations that are into AI development, or are they going into the gaming business to buy into gaming companies? I know, if they would speak, we'd know. But nonetheless, Ryan Cohen has cleaned up house, reduced expenses, raising cash, and the company is now quite profitable. So there you go. This is no longer in danger of going out of business. That's some of the good news out there. Now, the other thing I've mentioned before, for those of you who've been in and out of here, I'm still sitting back thinking to myself, all right, well, we've traded almost 2 billion shares now in about a month and a bit. Has anyone out there really gone after and accumulated a bunch of stock? Could it possibly be that with Ryan Cohen now suffering personally another dilution of his stock? Remember, he owned 14% of the company before they released 45 million shares 2 weeks ago, and now another 75 million going out. That is 120 million shares of dilution. His percentage of 14% is dropping now. He might be down to 11, 10.5%. Could there be already or possibly someone out there who may become a 15% shareholder of this company and take a run at it, take a run to control it, to take it over, to outvote existing management out of their positions? Could that happen? I don't know. Could there be an activist investor thinking, I want to get my hands on this company? If I can buy 20% of the stock and become the dominant shareholder, perhaps this individual may become the chairman of the board of the company to control the $5 billion in the treasury. You don't have to buy the whole company to take over control of the company. You just need the votes to replace the board with your people. You're the chairman. You've got the board of directors you want. You hire and fire management. What about that? Anything is possible. 20% of the stock, of course, with 450 million out means 90 million. To buy 90 million GameStop right now, it's not all that hard to do. You can probably buy half of it from shorters who are shorting it to you. And then you can buy the other 45 million on the open market. And next thing you know, you've got somebody with 20% of the company or an organization with 20% of the company. And if you're looking at GameStop with a market cap of about, $10 billion, with $2 billion, you'd own 20% of the company and you control $5 billion in cash. Hello? Is something wrong with this picture? I don't think so. I'm wondering, is that going on? And is Ryan Cohen selling stock from the Treasury to dilute all people, including potential takeover artists? I don't know, but the more you raise, the more attractive the company gets from one angle or another. Again, someone buys control of the company and takes it over. They can then decide they want to sell off GameStop, the brick and mortar division, piece it off by Europe and Australia and Canada and the US and sell it to 4 separate hedge funds or private investment groups, blow off the entire brick and mortar part of the company and only keep the cash and take cash for, of course, selling out these entities. Next thing you know, you might be sitting on $8 billion in cash, 500 million out, 450 million out, 8 billion cash in the table. That's a $16 a share company, cash value. Now get into something. I don't know. Just a guy sitting in front of a computer going, this could happen. What I would love to see, and what I would love to have heard today on the Roaring Kitty program, which I did not hear, was I would like to hear a commitment that he was going to exercise his contracts. He has under no obligation to exercise any of those 120,000 call options at $20 a share. He doesn't have to buy any stock from anybody. He can just feed those contracts into the market and cash out. Now, at the moment, at $27.80 a share, they're worth $7.80 book value plus time value. And I'm going to assume that they're trading in that, $9, $10 ballpark or something like that. That's what they're doing. The question is that what he's going to do? Is that what he is just only going to do? Was he hoping that the shares would be 40 and that he would be up $20 a contract or something like that? What is the strategy? I haven't heard, so I can't pass it on. I wish I could, but we know that they die on June the 21st. So that's in 2 weeks. These contracts expire. We know he has 120,000 of them. So we know the other a chapter, in this whole thing has to turn. We have to have a turnover of some kind. There are 147,985 of these $20 contracts in existence. We've had 11,984 of these contracts trade hands today, and the market, the last I saw, was in the $9 to $9.35 neighborhood. So they've dropped dramatically today, as have all other contracts, because the stock is down $18.92. The question now is, does Roaring Kitty look to sell any of these calls between now and 2 weeks from now, or is he bound and determined to convert these options into shares at 20 additional dollars? He's already put $5 and something into each of these contracts, or on a per share basis, so that his actual price, his actual net price, would be 25 something in change to own these shares. Now, to raise cash, to do this, he has 30 million on hand from what we understand looking at that account of his today. To raise additional money to buy more stock, because at 30 million won't be enough, he could write option contracts against his 5 million shares. He could write options for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever he wants to do, at various strike prices and take in a premium. And if he brings in $7 or $8 in premiums on an average for all 5 million, he'd bring in $40 million. $8 a share and 5 million shares is 40 million. That would add to the 30 million he has, which is $70 million, allowing him to buy 35 million shares of the 120,000 he could buy. Once he gets his hands on those 3.5 million shares, he could turn around and write contracts on the 3.5 million because he owns them. And if he brings in $7 or $8 for those contracts on those shares, he would bring in another $2-3 million, something like that, which would allow him to buy another 150,000 shares. I can't do the math. I'm too tired. But he would be buying the stock from option premiums to just nibble them out, but he won't be able to buy all of them. He'd have to write contracts that would bring in $30 a contract. He'd have to write, I don't know, would he have to write 30s good for a year? Would he have to write 30 contracts good until Jan 26? Little close to the mark here. He could be exercised and lose them. On the other hand, I don't know what. I can't tell you anything because I don't know what the deal is here. I wish I did know. And if I heard it today, I would be passing it on to you. But I do know he has enough to buy $1.5 million in cash. He does have enough on his stock to borrow against his stock. In theory, he could try to borrow against his 5 million shares. He would probably get enough cash to acquire another 5 million from the option pool, which would then give him a total of 6.5 million additional shares. That would leave 5.5 million more to exercise. He could then write options on all the stock that he now owns to try to buy the rest of it and write options on the stock he's got. And maybe then he can pull off 12 million shares at $20 a share, but he'd have to leverage his account to do so. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. There you go. That's the story. If the stock were 40 a share right now and not 27, I could easily see how he would be able to nicely handle an acquisition of capital and writing a bunch of options at premiums that are really ridiculous, and he could then take all 12 million shares, convert. Otherwise, he's going to have to sell his contracts to get what he can get for them. Obviously, if the shares go to 40, he would have $20 contracts, but right now at $27.65, he's got $9-something contracts that we're talking about here, not $20 contracts. So that's my take on where we're at and where I see things. If the street gets the buzz that he is going to exercise those calls, there will be a need for 12 million shares. Someone will need to find 12 million shares to deliver them to Roaring Kitty. No question. He'll own 17 million in total. And of course, if he wrote contracts that gave him a $10 premium on 17 million shares, he would haul in 170 million in cash. And of course, to understand it, he only needs 240 to buy all this stock at $20. So there's 170 million of it in theory at the end of the ride, plus his 30 million going into the ride. He has 200 of the 240 if the price is right on the stock and the price is right on the options. It's doable. So if the street gets the buzz that, yeah, he is going to exercise these contracts, this is great, because if he does, there's a 12 million need of stock that could run this market. And how far? Now the question is, we had 257 million trade today. 75 million came in from the company itself to screw up this whole run, unfortunately. But the company is now richer by several billion more dollars. 27.83 is where we're at. And will the shares now inch their way back into the 30, 32, 35 range in the next few trading sessions as we get closer to June 21? These contracts die June 21. He either has to exercise them or not. What is going to happen is the question. For those of you on this channel of mine who've been watching here and following this, and those of you who are GameStop followers for a long, long time, there are viewers here who are just GameStop holders, and you've never done a thing with your stock. You just held them and held them and held them. You've maybe purchased from time to time to average down, and you just are holding on a ton of paper. Those of you have several choices in front of you. Do nothing and keep waiting for this to make another run. Sell them and move into something else. Sell them and turn around and take the capital value that you now have instead of the stock value, the cash value, and write cash secured puts for an upside trade. You could look into that. You could write $30 cash secured puts, 40s, even 50s. You can certainly write 25s, any dollar level from 30 down to whatever. But if you did do some cash secured put writing, the chances are for you to bring in 20% additional cash on top of the cash you have, up to 50% additional cash, is very good. It's a question of which contract you are going to write, how long it has to live, what the strike price is. For a number of you out there selling stock at around $27, if you feel you can get, if you believe and you like the idea of getting in a third more money for your stock in cash right now, sell your stock for $27, write a $9-something cash secured put, and you now have $36 a share in your bank account, cash, that you're now going to be managing. Now, of course, you're liable to buy stock on that cash secured put at the beginning of it all, but at the end of the day, if you're even writing a $20 cash secured put, which is $7.80 out of the money, you might bring in $5 or $6 for a contract of that kind. That itself is 30% on a $2,000 commitment to buy 100 at $20. Sell your stock here 28 and write $20 cash secured puts. For every 1,000 shares you have, you can write 12 puts instead of 10. You sell 1,000 shares, bring in 28 grand, and then write $20 puts. You can actually write 14 of them. That is high. That's leveraging up your position from 1,000 shares to 1,400 shares, and you're bringing in perhaps $6 or $7 a contract times 14 contracts. You're adding quite a bit of money to your portfolio. And now manage your portfolio. You might be able to quit your day job depending on how many dollars you can generate from selling your shares. How many you got? If you've got 5,000 shares of GameStop and you sell them at 28, you're bringing in $140,000. You can turn around and write 70 cash secured puts at $20 each. If you can bring in $7 a contract, 7 times 7, that's $49,000 in added cash into your account on top of the stock you just sold, 140 plus 40 out that, whatever that number was. Not bad. Now you're managing some dough. That kind of dough in the option management business is enough to quit your day job. You can make 5-10 grand a month doing that. You need to know how options work. Go to my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, and grab yourself some classes this weekend and start learning this weekend how options work. You'll start my first 2 or 3 classes. You'll watch those and you'll start writing options immediately, and you'll now earn while you learn. And there are 17 classes. This might take you a few months to do, but hey, it's your new full-time job. You have all the time in the world to learn how to do option writing from now on, because that's your full-time job going forward. So 2 classes a week, 3 classes a week. Think like a college student. Yeah, I'm going to 3 classes a week. I'm going to watch a class on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Saturday, or on Tuesday, and on Thursday, and on Sunday. I'm going to watch classes every week, 3 a week, and I'm going to start writing options with this gang of this man's channel and learn how this is done. Welcome to the party, pal. There's a bunch of people here who have been making money all month for like over a month now on all these gyrations of GameStop. A ton of money has come into my viewers' accounts. Thank you very much, we say. $28.60 is the price right now on GameStop. Can it make a run anywhere from here? Can it reach even 30 this afternoon, or is it destined to just close out here at 26, 25 bucks a share? We'll find out in the next 36 minutes. Thank you for joining us. Those of you out there who've been writing call options against your SoFi, against your GameStop, you've been bringing in huge premiums, absolutely phenomenal premiums. A bunch of you I know have written 30s and 35s and 40s and 45s and $50 call options, and they have all collapsed this afternoon. They've all come back and they've come back and they've come back. And in many cases, a lot of you out there have written calls that brought in 15, 16, $18 a share, and they're now trading at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 a piece. You have the opportunity to lock in a profit and sit with nothing over the weekend and wait on Monday to make your next move. In other words, you fold your arms, you take the options off the table, you've cashed them in for a nice profit, and now you're waiting on Monday to see what you do next. Who knows what's going on with this stock over the weekend? If on Monday they want to open up at 35 and go to 40 in the first hour, and you bought back calls tonight with the stock at 28, well done. You're going to write options on Monday north of $40 a contract, and you're going to be bringing in some serious premiums. You can play that game. Those of you who have written options on deep in the money calls, poor man covered call writing, you've got also a ton of choices to make here. You can do nothing and stay where you are. You can roll your contracts forward to a higher strike price, or you can close out your short contracts and just buy them back and take your deep in the money calls. And some of you have 5s and 8s and 10s, and some of you might be tempted to sell those at a profit, since we're still at 28, and roll into 15s, 12s, 15s, and 17s. You might move into those deep in the money calls and now start writing on those. You might go that direction. You may be able to go from 20 deep in the money calls that you own up to 27 deep in the money calls that you now own. And instead of writing 20 contracts, you're writing 27 contracts. You just gave yourself a 35% pay raise because you're just bringing in 35% more cash writing options in a higher quantity. You have choices, choices, choices. Those of you who don't have a lot of money, you've got $3 grand, $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand. You want to make money on GameStop? You don't have to buy the stock. You don't have to write cash secured puts. Why don't you consider doing put credit spreads? We have classes on that, how to do put credit spreads, how to do call credit spreads, how to do iron condors. You might be able to do put credit spreads that really pay off for you on, say, 1 or 2 weeks at a time kind of expiry basis. Very short option rights, maximum 3 weeks. You're going to look at playing with $200 per credit spread. Maybe you might do 10 of them for $2 grand at risk. Less your credit, you might do $4 grand, you might do $6 grand. If you've taken my options classes at $150 a class, and you've gone through them and through them, you know that you can't spend more than $2,500 on all my classes. The first time you write 15 credit spreads with a $2 spread, that's a $3,000 gamble on your part. You may haul in a $1,000 profit on that first trade. That'll pay for 6 of your classes right there. You can do these credit spreads for the rest of your life and bring in this money again and again and again. You may find that with 10 grand, you can do 50 credit spreads with $200 spreads per position. You've got leverage now. You're controlling 5,000 shares of GameStop with $10,000. And to buy 10,000 shares right now will run you $280,000. You don't have $280,000, but you get 10 grand, you can control and take advantage of profits out of 280,000 shares. There's ways to play the option market without owning a single share. And these are generally known as conservative strategies. They're not pie in the sky, hope for everything, make or break kind of trades whatsoever. They're very conservative. They're out of the money trades with very short fuses. You need to know how the options work to do this. And so you decide yourselves if you want to do it. I will say this, congratulations to a number of viewers today who have picked up classes in the last couple of days. Hector is here, Alfred is here, Jesse, we got Jeannie, Con, Greg. Congratulations to Ted and Larry and Jason and Adrian and Rory and Nathan, Jonathan. They just go on and on and on. These folks in the last couple of days have started to pick up class number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. They're watching them and they're absorbing this stuff and they're beginning to write options as they learn how this works. The reason the option market trades $5 trillion a week is because the biggest institutional traders and hedge funds are into option writing. They sell contracts to the millions and millions of undereducated, not very smart people, or they're smart in their field, but they don't know jack squat about options, and they're gambling with $300, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 in option trades. Your job is to also sell options to this crowd of crazies and take their money. They're handing it over like you can't believe. They're all looking for a lottery ticket win of epic proportions. You can be the lottery distributor, ticket distributor, by writing options yourself, and you don't have to own stock to do it. Welcome to the party, pal. If you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. Thank you all for being here. Jennifer says, don't forget to like this guy's channel. Thank you, everybody. For those of you who are hitting the thumbs up button, I do appreciate it. We got a few coming in so far. We have 800 or so people here, I think, watching right now. Appreciate you. 853 are here. 142 thumbs ups have come in. I got a poll question going. You may have noticed 969 people have noticed the poll question. The poll question is, I think GameStop will trade over $40 a share next week. We're not done yet. 78% are saying, yep, we're going to trade over $40 a share. 22% are saying, I don't think so, but 32 minutes to go, and we have 32 minutes into the poll, 974 respondents. Make your opinion known on that poll question as well. Hit the thumbs up button for us if you can. If you're taking the time to do the poll question, hit a thumbs up at the same time and give us a bit more momentum. Thanks again earlier today for those of you joining us on the long show we did this morning. Appreciated that. Lots of thumbs ups came in, over 2,100. Thank you all for that. Very, very wonderful result. 28.35 is where we are on the GameStop shares at the moment. We are voluming out here at 262 million. We have 29 minutes to go in the session on New York, and after the session is over, aftermarket trading for another 4 hours, and we'll see just what happens with all of that. 2850 is looking pretty likely about where we're going to run to right now. I think we're going to kind of inch up here. We're seeing some for sale at 50 and 51, and then there's some at 60 and 62. It's very little. 50 shares here, 50 shares there, very little for sale. Again, the regular retail investors are not bailing on GameStop. Retail investors are not giving up on GameStop shares at all. The selling that is coming into this market predominantly is from shorters and day traders. Day traders that are trying to sell 1,000 shares at $28.50 and buy them back at $28.40 and make a quick $100. There are players out there who are doing this with $5,000 and $10,000 positions. Many of them, the volume has given a lot of people a lot of opportunity to play the momentum trade, whether it's momentuming up or momentuming down. And so far, the low of 26.12 is holding, and we're at 28.56 right now, just going through that 50-60 range, moving a little bit higher. Welcome all to the program. I'm glad you're here. Nice to see you all today. Thank you for all your support. The Dow is down 7 points. It's a nothing burger day for the Dow. We did have a gain going at one point, but it couldn't hold. AI has held a gain most of the day. We're up 23 cents right now. We got SoFi at $6.98, down about 9 cents today. NVIDIA is only down $2.68 because the split happens on Monday morning, the 10-for-1 split. The NVIDIA shares, instead of trading at $1,200 on Monday morning, will start trading at $120, and now we'll see how it goes from there. All right. Thank you. There you go. Matt says, I like your insight. $5 billion in cash, no debt. I like the stock. R4 saying, I pulled in 60,000 premiums on GameStop, $50 puts after only 3 classes. I endorse Uncle Bruce. Thank you for your kind words out there. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Romero, if I purchase a class, am I able to rewatch them multiple times? Yes, you can watch the classes as many times as you want. Once you've got the class, you can rewatch them again and again. If any of you have picked up the classes in the last while and you can't find your link for some reason, you watched the class and now you're trying to watch it again and you can't figure out where it is, get me an email and I will send you a link personally, and you'll be ready to go. All right. Yes, a lot of folks do watch their classes several times over to kind of get the hang of it, especially the newbies. They definitely watch the classes several times over, but it is plain English. It was done in front of a live audience, and it's been very effective for a lot of people. So very happy about that. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome all to the program, and thank you all for joining in on here today. It's good to have you here. There's some opportunity here to make money on GameStop, whether you own the stock or not. If you're using my option classes to help you understand how this works, you're finding out very quickly you don't need 50 grand to make a bunch of money on GameStop. You don't need to have 1,000 shares. You can make money on GameStop with $5,000, $10,000. You can do cash secured puts. You can do credit spreads, and you can realize, holy moly, I can write options all over the place. Other strategies, poor man covered calls. You buy deep in the money calls for a fraction of the price of the stock, and then you write options on the options. You need to understand how options work. So get over to the classes on my website right here, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, and work your way in there. If you get to my homepage there, you'll see this homepage pop up. There I am. And click on the lessons or classes, and there's the class tab right there. Just scroll down the page from there, and you'll start seeing the classes available for you. And you could take. I'd recommend taking them in order. Start at number 1, and then take number 2, and so on, and you'll be just fine. All right. If you have any questions on the classes, let me know. I'm on live Monday to Friday on this channel every day, 8 o'clock till 8:30. I'm live for Gold Bagel members of this channel, and from 8:30 until 10:30, usually I'm here for everyone else. And so come on by and say hi. Thank you all for joining us today. This is cool. Harry, the classes are well worth the money. I've bought several of these. Giddy up. And don't forget to give Bruce a thumbs up. He's been working overtime the last few days, and he has no spring chicken. So please give him the thumbs. Thank you, everybody. What else is going on here? Let's go. Roaring Kitty, by the way, live again, says Blair. Who cares? I need to run early. Good to see Uncle Bruce in the afternoon. Have a great weekend, everybody. We're down to 24 minutes before we finish the trading session of our day here. Thank you again for these thumbs ups. Over 200 now have come in. And again, the poll question is waiting for you. You can answer the poll question if you like. There's 1,096 responses. I think GameStop will trade over $40 a share next week. 79% say yes. Only 21% say the stock won't go through 40 next week on 1,099 votes. Thank you for doing that, and hit the thumbs up at the same time you do the poll question. I appreciate that. Thank you all very much for your support. 2822 on GameStop right now. As we are watching the final 20-odd minutes go through, 263.8 million traded. Phenomenal volume day. It's one of the highest days in a long time, to say the least. Lots going on there. Unbelievable. Thank you all. Richard Carlin, knee. The Knights of Knee must be honored. Hit the knee emojis, everybody. If you're a member of this channel, you know what to do. You hit the Knights of Knee emojis and honor the Knights of Knee. Of course, yes, it's Friday afternoon. It's getting silly time. What makes you think it's going back to 40? Why would you think it goes back to 40? What could make it do this? What could make the stock go to 40? I believe one thing that could do it is if Roaring Kitty starts showing on his books that he's buying up the stock at $20 using his options. Because every option he exercises, the option writer that was probably the market maker for the GameStop contracts in Chicago will need to get shares to deliver to him, to his broker. And if Roaring Kitty starts picking up 1 million shares here, 1 million shares there on these option contracts, we're going to see jolts of 1 million shares that need to be taken off the street, which likely means certain short sellers will be getting notifications they have to buy their stock back because the broker can't lend it to them anymore. And that means forced buying. 1 million at a time here, 1 million at a time there. And without the company issuing any more stock, because I think the stock that's been issued this morning is already done, and I think it's been done to long-term institutional holders. I don't think they sold it to retail investors or shorters. This could pop the market into the 35, 45 level quite easily. That begins another round of momentum trading, of course, on the upside. And the higher the shares go, the more Roaring Kitty will exercise even more of his $20 calls. He has until the 21st to do it, 2 weeks, but only 2 weeks. We have to keep an eye on that. Susan Shop's thoughts, Bruce, thoughts on what, for folks who wrote $100 cash secured puts, should we close a position or roll? What should we do? Well, keep in mind now that the positions you've done, even these, you were paid 70-something dollars a share to write these contracts, so that you're only on the hook to buy the stock at $24, $25 a share. The shares are 28. No one's going to make you buy them theoretically, although, yeah, you could be exercised at any time. And if you are exercised and you have to buy the stock for 100 and you were paid 7,600 up front to do it, you're only coming up with 2,400 of your money net to pull this deal off. You will have 100 shares for every contract exercise. If you bought the stock for 24 net and it's trading at 28 right now, you'll just sell the stock at 28. You can just turn around and write another cash secured put. Does it have to be a 100? No. Can it be a 70? Sure. Can it be a 50? Yeah. Can it be a 40? You bet. You'll write another cash secured put and you'll make even more money on it. Obviously, if the shares go to $40 next week and then you get exercised, you're paying $24 for a stock that's trading at 40. You're delirious. You'll take the stock that you just bought at 24 net dollars, sell it at 40, take the 1,600 per contract profit. Thank you very much. Turn around and write new cash secured puts. So totally up to you how you want to do this. Always be writing neat. Boeing is here. Bo Tiger, thank you. Jay Cush, is it a dead cat? I don't think so. Jack, Max Payne is 30. Capture this. Where's the link for the classes? Go to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. That's where you want to go, right here. Head over here to the website, and you'll go to the link that says classes, the tab. You can buy the classes there. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for your support. What else is going on here? Bye, says Harry. Felipe, what did you think of this video? He did not look serious. He's out of practice, and he's a unique guy. I have my style. He has his style. The difference between the two of us is one of us owns 5 million shares and owns 120,000 call options and has 30 million in the bank. The other one of us offers lessons on how to make money writing options and does YouTube for a living. And has a bunch of followers who ask him, hey, what do you think of the other guy? That's the difference. No one asks him, hey, what do you think about Stock Markets with Bruce? What do you think about that channel? Nobody asked him today, hey, what do you think about Stock Markets with Bruce? I noticed that. Why didn't you do that? I'm always wondering about that. The casual Monday run-up or something with his options, if he exercised it, would make a difference, probably, says Splayer. Harry, it was like he was taunting the regulators with his 8-ball predictions. Harry, RK Pump and RC Dump. Brian, 264 million shares. The entire float has traded today. Unbelievable. Arg, says David. Anthony, shorts won again. Everyone's super bearish right now. Kevin Jones, Roaring Kitty knew the hedgies would short the heck out of his stock because of his return. They came in naked shorting, and the cat kitty caught it all. That's why he laughed the whole time. Rico, is there a way to tell how many entities own GameStop? I'm not sure. You might be able to Google that information, and they may have the last quarter. It might tell you how many shareholders there are, something like that. Christina, hey, Uncle Bruce, I was able to roll my calls and pick up 200 more GameStop. Should I write 2 calls for October 34 and get $10, or wait till next week? What do you think? Look, gift horse in the mouth, $2,000, $2,800 for 2 calls. Not a bad move. Up to you. Rosen, why is Roaring Kitty waiting and not using the options yet? Any idea? No, he doesn't have to. It's his option to do it whenever. He has the option to say, sell half of them for a profit, use the profit to exercise the other half along with this $30 million and just buy 6 million shares. I mean, he could, I don't know. There's all kinds of combinations here. Caveman, he was playing with the MSM. Fariana, what will be the stock price range when we will exercise his option June 20? I have no idea. Clay, RK has always been a goofball character. That said, a smart person doesn't gamble 200 million for no reason at all. There you go. Flint Creek. What do people expect of the man? Seriously, he told you he is who he told you he is in, and he is confident. There. What more do you need to know? I hear you. Don't forget that he probably was drunk already. Jason, it looked to me that he was just trolling the shorts the whole time. Blair, cheers to everybody. Jason, I asked for it. Johnny, Basic, his stream was just like his old ones. Same guy now that as he was before. Jason, I asked for you, Uncle Bruce. He wasn't able to read the chat, I guess. What about AMC? Stay away. Capture this, 150 a class. Jeez. Yeah, you got to pay 150 a class to learn lessons how to become very wealthy for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's the price per class. Exactly, $150 a class. You can buy one at a time whenever you're ready. And after the second class, you're already writing. You're going to make more money writing while you're taking them if you're doing it like most of the others around here. Jason, maybe there's an investor relations page. They have that shareholder info. That's possible, yeah. When is he going to DRS? GME, Mike Holdings, Diamonds and Gorillas, Brandon, even 12 million doesn't matter after a 75 million sale right in his face. Cow Tipper, Uncle Bruce closed. I closed the high calls I wrote from yesterday, and I wrote cash secured puts today at the bottom. Giddy up. I don't get it. Since GameStop, I occasionally have no have no permission to trade my stock, but selling works fine. I don't know what to say. Proof that he can't cause price movement. Jennifer, it's not about the price of the stock. We're all about the volatility we're taking advantage of here. Exactly. Osama Raid, would I sell now or on Monday? Your personal call. If you're going to do option writing as a profession, you want to be cash rich and write options, but that's your call, not mine. If you take away anything from the classes, you'll make $150 in the next week. That's right. If you're able to buy a couple of classes, you got a couple of grand lying around, you're making money on that money that'll pay for the classes. That's true. Big Lee Down Under, Kitty was irrelevant. Why no one mentions the stunt GameStop pulled this morning that killed the rally? We should turn on those guys. Messy baby, where can I buy the classes? How many times do I have to say the same thing? It's unbelievable. People aren't listening to me. They're not listening to me, are they? Travis, what happens if he cashes in his options? If you want to know where to buy the classes, look at the description down below. I have a description down below this channel that's this long. It's got the list of all the classes. It's got the link to my website. It's all there. Just head on over there. Thank you, everybody. Ryan Cohen cut the share price in half this morning, and people only talk about Kitty. It's a bizarro world. Capture this. Which classes do you buy to write on Monday? David, in my TFSA, I can write covered calls, but not cash secured puts. Any ideas? Well, if you can write covered calls, you can probably do deep in the money per man covered call writing. You might be able to do that. Again, it depends on the firm you're with and who you're using. I can't answer the questions of TFSA issuers. No idea. Demetrios, his stream proved that market is manipulated since the stock was hated all the time his streaming was running. Cindy B, he was so worried about saying something illegal, he was afraid to say anything possible. I think he scared people off. Jose, how did RK increase his position? Selling options and using credit or buy and sold at the top, bought at 21. Bigly Down Under, thank you, sir. David, can't buy the classes, just lost a lot with GameStop. There you go. Gremlin, Kansas City Shuttle. Let's see. Aggravated trade. What would happen if there's another stock split? Oh, there's not going to be another one of those for GameStop. Harry, CEO Ryan Cohen is effectively using Gill's pumps to dump millions of shares into mom-and-pop retail, chasing momentum. And then Dave, Quest Trade, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Okay. Osama, my cue. The question is, would GameStop go up 45? And if yes, when? Can you tell me that? I have appointments. Can you tell me what time it's going to do it? Jennifer, David, you definitely need the classes. Then you're doing it wrong. Exactly. If you're not making money, you got to have classes to learn how to write options. Exactly. There you go. 28:17. We got 11 minutes to go in our session today. We're coming into the final 11 minutes of our week. The Dow Jones is off 75 points. AI is up 16 cents. GameStop 28 to 16 or so. ME $40.40 at the moment. SoFi $7 on the nose. 699, 701 range. And NVIDIA 1208 down 166. Rocket Lab 444 up 7 cents. Matterport 418 down 7.5 cents. If you want to make money, easy money, buy Matterport, MTTR. Buy that stock. Buy it at $4.20 a share. You're going to be bought out at $5.50 a share in the next month or so. Easy money. There's $1.32 for you. $1.30 a share on a 418 investment. Is that okay? Is that good enough for you? You can even buy the stock maybe on margin, depending on your broker, but you can certainly buy Matterport at under 420 a share. You're going to be taken out at 550. Look into it, see what you think. There you go. I do the best I can here. Some people sound confused, says Richard Flint. If you aren't willing to invest into your education, then you're not going to learn. Gremlin earnings the week next week. Christian, do you think GameStop will announce that they have completed the offering? The volume was huge today. I would love to hear it. I don't know if it'll come out today or not, but I'm sure very shortly we'll hear this news. Shareholder meetings. Frank Avila, great watching you today. You are Are you live every day? Yes, I'm live Monday to Friday, usually at 8 in the morning Eastern. 8 in the morning Eastern until 8:30 for Gold Bagel members only, and then 8:30 to about 10:30 for all of you out there. But commentary is reserved for members only when the markets are open on the morning shows. Graham and Ryan Cohen might be speaking. David, yeah, I've invested in 3 scams. All told, if you're not willing to, they'll told me that we shall see. Flint, what are some of you thinking? Wow, Flint is wondering of White Feather. David, Bruce's classes are not a scam whatsoever. Jordan's World, do you think it's late for an NVIDIA entry? I wouldn't get into NVIDIA at all. I wait for after the split and see what the stock does. It's had its $300 run up already. Stay away for now. Flint Creek sounds like you shouldn't be investing. Last offering completed, the stock went up 114%. Lay Harris, volume baby. Tomaska, Tomzok, I'm disappointed from today. RC screwed the momentum the second time. I've had to push the sell button today or yesterday, but okay, I should remember the term. Screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. Kevin Jones, he was a drunk honey wheat beer. People take breath. It was a hedge fund honey. I don't know what's going on with Kevin. I bought a $36 a share, and I feel I was robbed. Harry, NVIDIA after the split might languish like Apple and Google and Amazon did after their splits. Flint Creek, RC screwed no one. Sell me your shares, please. Parker Ivy, Flint, exactly. It dipped and then popped back once the news came out. It was completed. Lay Harris, and I'm not disappointed in RC at all. Flint, I bought more. There you go. Well, the good news is they've got about $5 billion in cash. They're going to make $5 million a week in interest. Every quarterly report that GameStop will do from now on will be profitable because they never lost $60 million a quarter. They've always made money, or now are going to make money. They don't lose that kind of money per quarter. So, yeah, GameStop now is a profitable company. Period. Just on interest alone. Flint Creek says RC is a genius, dude. By the way, 7 minutes to go, dude. Tell me what. Go back and watch the old stream. You'll see everyone making money and running our trades by Uncle Bruce Clay. Post stock split would fall under news if you're sell the news kind of guy. Clay, careful with NVIDIA. Harry, I want to hear RC's plans, though. I'm with you there. Snowboarder, Uncle Bruce, isn't there a requirement that CoStar Matterport takeover had to stay within 10% of the 82 stock price? Right now, we're below that 10% on the CoStar price. No. The deal was that Matterport shareholders are guaranteed $275 in cash, and they're guaranteed $275 of CoStar stock wherever the CoStar stock is trading. That is the key right there. It's fine. You'll make money on this deal. Splair, reminding me about Shiba Inu and Elon Musk on Saturday night live. Jason, Higher lows equal higher highs. Bigly, twice in 3 weeks, RC killed the rally and helped the shorts, so everyone should just short and see what happens. Well, twice he's raised a ton of money to make the company stronger. I like it. David, by the way, Roaring Kitty told multiple times about his feeling about GameStop. He couldn't talk about fundamentals because of the SEC watching his moves, but he talked about his feelings. What's wrong with NVIDIA? Nothing. You don't want to pay $1,200 a share right now with the stock about to split 10 for 1, because it might dip to 110, 105 for a while and then go back up. So it's at its all-time highs almost. I'd hold off and wait till post-trade, post-split. If you've got the stock right now, you can sell it right now for this 1,200 and whatever value is going for. And if it dips to 105, that's like buying it back for 1,050. Up to you if you want to do that. That's what I'm wondering about. I think there's more downside on the post-split trade for a couple of weeks than upside. That's my personal opinion. NVIDIA 1207 down 261 tonight. On Monday, I think it starts trading after the split. Trader Timmy, selling options is the way to go. That's why we come here to learn from Bruce. I like selling put credit spreads. That's right. There's money to be made in them hills. Elon promoted Doge, not Shiba. Dude, this week I wrote 11 put spreads on GameStop, brought in 1,000, then sold multiple puts outright and bought in another 2,900 just on GameStop. Nice. Jason, all this volume and the shorts still weren't able to get it below the previous low of 26.53. That's got to sting. Flint killed the rally. Osama, what about Neo? Susan Shops, is this kind of, it's kind of over, right? I don't think so. I ended up selling a 40 August call for $840. Flint, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much. We're closing in 4 minutes. 28.40 is the last trade right now on GameStop on 270,570,000. We used to trade 2 million shares a day 6 weeks ago. Then we got up to 4 million shares a day. And we thought, oh, wow, we're doing 4 million shares a day. That's pretty good. Then we did 8 million on May the 2nd, and we went, whoa, that's something. And sure enough, we broke out. Roaring Kitty didn't get involved for 2 weeks until at least 2 weeks after that, or a week and a half anyway. So, yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff going on here. Welcome all to the program. I turned around and got some more shares with that money. Clay, probably a lot of anger from getting burned on the euphoria today. I did as well, but we're back down to lows from a long time of 2 days ago. Christina, with premium like this, I just can't not do this. That guy, wow, is SoFi closing 7th. Bigly, this will never go to 80 plus. The CEO won't allow it. Christina, I will save another 100 for any craziness next week. Christina, the difference is this go around and 3 years ago, being the casino is the difference this time around. That's right. Leigh Harris, volume is the only thing that isn't hidden. Volume is demand, and there you go. 271 million traded. Yeah, this isn't just retail investors. There's more going on than just that. I think the stock, too, will break over 40 next week. I have a suspicion it's going higher yet again. We're not done yet. I don't think so. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Thank you for voting in my poll today. Appreciate this. We've now got 271 thumbs ups, and there are 840 of you here, so help us out with a thumbs up if you can. On the poll question, we've had 1,426 people respond. I think GameStop will trade over 40 a share next week. 78% saying, yeah, I think we will. Only 22% saying, I don't think we'll do that. But that's pretty good. That's a 4-to-1 ratio here on 1,400 votes. I think you folks are right. I have a suspicion we will trade higher than 40 next week. 28.35 is the price of the stock. The low of the day, 26.12 today. That is the story. And let's see what's going on. AM, do you think GameStop will go up later on? I do. Jennifer, I screwed up on Matterport. Haven't been paying attention. I have 2,000 shares of Matterport at 13. Average cost basis. Any advice? You're going to get 550. So just sit tight. Enjoy. You might even want to write 20 calls on it. Write 20 calls for 550, and you'll get another. You might get another 20 cents on that. That's another $400. I'm not sure. That's the last I heard on them. Jose, did GameStop do any buybacks with $100 million? Nope. Inadvisable. Did the short sellers win today? Maybe, maybe not. When they closed the GameStop market all day today, that's market manipulation. Dream Chaser, Bag holders think they will. 4-1 on Simps. Bruce is an older version of Trey's trades. You people are fools. Low 20s next week. He's a bum. Bruce is a bum. He's a loser. Don't trust this guy. There you go. That's what I am. Thank you, Dream Chaser. You're wonderful. Splair, never mind what coin it was. I will now switch completely and only into call writing. Christina, don't let them play with your emotions. Play on theirs. Enjoy watching it. I had a friend think I was stupid having sold $26 calls. That is when it was 55. Now look, and I rolled it and I got more money. Bigly Down Under, thanks for all the GameStop live streams and reading comments. Very generous of you. Adios. You got it. Jason Laws. Power to the players. Dave, I just sold my NVIDIA. Thank you. Jeffrey, is NVIDIA going to go up next week? I don't know. Way Lao. Ha. Billy. Why didn't GameStop go up after Roaring Kitty was on there? Johnny Basic, back to 20 fast. Brandon, laugh out loud. Market manipulation. They stopped trading more on the downside than on the upside. First time watching your channel. I like it. Thank you very much. Become a member and join the party. Thanks, everybody, so much for being here tonight. 28.22 is the current price on GameStop as we're closing the session. We're done. 28.22. We closed trading at 28.22 for the day. We're now at 28.25 on the aftermarket. Just started trading there a few moments ago. So the market is done. That's it. That's another week of fun. The Dow was down 87 points when it was all said and done. It couldn't hold a game. AI was 29.99. Couldn't hit 30. Up 6 cents. Manipulation? No, that's natural. ME at 40, SoFi 698, NVIDIA 1208, and Rocket Lab 444, just to give you a few ideas what was going on. Over on Apple, we closed at 196.89, up 240. Tesla closed at 177.48, down 46 cents. It's not getting a lot of headlines right now. Google 175.95, down 240. NVIDIA, like I said, 1208.88, down $1.10. There you go. Fun times. We're at $29 on GameStop now. We're up to $29 on GameStop in the after hours. We're moving a little bit higher now on the stock. 29.18, up 95 cents a share. Early results on some after hours trading. That's what I'm showing right there. Thank you all for joining us today. Great to have you here. Love that you joined us on all these shows we did. It's been one hell of a barn burner. 28.72 now on 267,000 shares of GameStop at the moment. And welcome one and all to the program. Hope you're having fun today. Hope you had a good week this week. Those of you learning the right options, it's been one heck of a learning curve for you guys. I am sure those of you who've been here 3 months, 6 months, you are beginning to reap the rewards of learning how these option trades work, how you can pull money in from all kinds of option transactions. You don't even have to own the stock. Talk about fun times. 303 thumbs ups have come through. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. We've had 1,490 results or votes from the poll question. Let me see if we've get another update through here. 302 thumbs ups, 1,492 votes, 78% saying yes, this stock will break 40 in the next week. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. This is good stuff. If any of you are having any issues with your class links, let me know. I will take care of you after the show, and we'll get you set up. 28.01 now on the after hours, so now we're negative on the stock. We were at 29 bucks just a moment ago. We were positive on the stock. Welcome to the after hours party, everybody. 524,000 shares on GameStop. Not surprising to see the volatility. We'll get it all tonight and then Monday morning pre-market, and then we'll open up for trading and see where we go. Who knows? Crazy, crazy times. Oh, my goodness. Thank you all for being with us this week. What a fun time. All righty. What else is going on here? What are people asking? I have no idea. Got some weird questions going through here. Okay, let's move on here. Let's see. Thank you. Dream Chaser, you guys stay off NVIDIA. Let the traders make money. Yeah, stick with some YouTubers that get your boots smoked. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on here? Down 2,500 today. Darn it. Acquisition incoming to be continued. Now it's going to run when I can't sell. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Bought at 36 today. Gosh darn it. Cindy, if you sell covered calls on your GameStop, you can make money when there are dips like today. Link for classes, says Mike. Should have bought 3 years ago. My girlfriend is mad at me, says Big Smoke. Parker Ivy, who cares what the stock price does? Who cares? Write calls if it goes up. Write puts if it goes down. You'll have more money in your account than you, and you start it. Don't try to be perfectly timing the bottoms and the tops. There you go. Johnny, the Roaring Kitty is not only courageous, humble, brilliant, and cunning, he's also the GOAT GameStop investor. What most people don't understand is he's demonic. Wall Street fake billionaires want his head and more. Let's see. We're now at $28.40 a share on the GameStop shares. We're up about 10 cents. Nothing much going on. Let's see. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Hector, number 300. Thanks, Bruce. Yeoman service. What a week, says Cindy. GameStop, they halted severely to stop us until they can trade after hours. The system is rigged. What else? Let's go. Just got here. I'm down huge. What else is going on here? Have a great weekend, you all. Just hang tight, everybody. We'll be just fine. I have a feeling soon RC will be having a hold me beer moment. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Get some rest. Absolutely. Thank you. Let's go. We're just trying to get through all of this here. We're gonna finish things up here and be done. This live is so good. Rock and roll, everybody. Thank you all for being with me today. Appreciate you all. It's just been great having you here. And I hope you had a good week. I will get some rest this weekend. I'm sure you will too. We'll be back at it Monday morning. Let's see what the world brings us. Option writers, keep her going. Take your classes this weekend. Catch up with us and learn how to write options. That's where you're going to make your money here. Be the casino, not the sap on the casino floor. Absolutely. Be the one who writes the calls, not the one who buys them. Absolutely. I'm going to watch class number 8 right now. Have a great weekend, everybody. Right on, Charlie. Way to go, pal. Johnny, you take care. Mary Shell, I wasn't expecting this today. White Feather, have a great weekend, Uncle Bruce and everybody. Well, option writers on this channel made money despite today's moves. People made money here on options. It didn't matter what direction the stock goes. That's the beauty of writing options. You can make it any direction. So there we are. Learn how to write options this weekend. Get the classes so you can get ready by Monday. There you go. Earn while you learn is what we say around here. Thank you all very much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you first thing Monday morning, or likely perhaps earlier, depending on craziness. We'll keep an eye on these quotes. You will too, and I'll see you later. All the best to all of you. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye from Calgary, Alberta. Bye for now.